All right, we back. Episode 8.
Episode
Fast
8.
Break Podcast. Ocho.
Getting to it.
Speaking of Ocho, the Bengals, you said won.
Yes, indeed.
Okay.
Let's go, Joe.
There go my
Super
parlays.
Bowl second year.
Is that?
There goes my parlay.
LSU boy. Let's
sir.
go.
All right.
Yeah.
I think we said we were going to pick up
A new name. Yeah.
new
New
name.
name.
I'll go
Get
ahead,
it,
yeah.
get it.
All right. Please be D-Wade. It's like Donovan Mitchell.
All right. So,
Let Caleb start.
me, when it comes to Donovan Mitchell, great guy, scorer, undersized guard for the NBA.
Somebody's phone's on.
No, it didn't.
May have been me.
Yeah, but Donovan Mitchell, he is what he is. I said last year, Donovan Mitchell has peaked when it comes to his level of play with inside of the NBA. Meaning, he can score at a high level, but his game really can't take that next step into being a superstar because of he's undersized and his peak. He's not. Of course, he can get better at shooting the three, orchestrating the team, different things of that sort. But as far as when it comes to stardom, I feel like he's at where he's at, and he's not going to eclipse that man instead of being the main scorer on a playoff team.
I believe he's still hurt, correct?
I don't know.
You know, E?
No, I'm not sure. I'm checking it right
He's
now.
still. I think the Jazz was fourth in the West last time we bought Donovan Mitchell up.
They're still fourth.
Off the record. Yeah, they're at fourth. I think he's averaging 25, 26 a game. Like I say, that's solid for him. But he'll never be the face of the league. But he'll be good for a Utah team for a good long time.
Yeah, I'm still a fan of his. Not too much of. It's kind of hard to explain. I like how he's energetic. He can spark a crowd, but he's still not my ideal two guard, if that makes sense. And I don't even know why. I got some faith in him, but like you said, I think he's going to be. He's all right. He's all right in the league for some time, but I'm starting to gear towards your analogy towards him. He's not going to elevate.
Yeah, I can say I was on the other side, but to Caleb's point, I'm having trouble seeing where he's gonna go next. What can he do to elevate his team? What can he do to really get better?
And I don't see him going anywhere.
Yeah, and like I always say, my analogy is by year 6 and 7, we're gonna know who you're gonna be in this league. You're not gonna get better usually past that year. So he's at year 5 right now, and
Got one more year.
and he's playing the same. Nothing's changed. He's been the same. And so people try to say he's a prototype of Dwayne Wade, but to your point, you can't even say that because Dwayne Wade elevated his game every year.
Every year.
And you could tell. And with Donovan, I don't see him. He's just sitting at 24, 25 points a game. He's going to get you 4 rebounds. But out of that, it's
Solid number.
It's a solid number.
Solid career.
Yeah,
But it's
that's it.
where does the impact of your 25?
That's what we're looking for.
yeah,
We're
yeah,
looking
where's
for
it?
impact.
14 in the fourth quarter,
Yeah.
kind of 14 in the fourth quarter, didn't miss, led his team back down 6 type,
Yeah.
monumental games type scoring.
Just because we talked about it earlier, I saw something and I was watching it on Chris Paul. They were talking about it this year and how he's gotten smarter, he's gotten older, and how he's picking when he's going to attack. So what he's been doing all year, what people have finally caught on to, is the first 3 quarters, he just orchestrates. He's not doing anything. He's not really trying to score. But when the fourth quarter comes, like you're saying, all of a sudden he's got 14 points in the fourth quarter, or he's got 15 points, and then he's got 6 more assists in the fourth quarter. He's picking his time. Donovan, there's no elevation throughout the game. You just this the whole
Plateau.
time.
He's idle. He's definitely idle.
Yeah.
That's
So
what
it's
we're looking for.
so we can't feel your impact with something like that with Chris Paul. You're gonna feel that impact. Okay, he's doing good the whole game, but then all of a sudden, fourth quarter, man, he got 12. He got 12 all of a sudden now, and then he got 6 assists. This crazy.
Yeah.
We don't get that from Donovan. He just the bubble. The bubble gave us false hope about a lot of people. I think the bubble gave us false hope about a lot. I think it showed us a lot of people's potential, but it don't necessarily mean that they was going to reach it.
Yeah.
So
Because you saw, like, to allude to that, like, you saw when things started to open back up as far as, like, okay, people are back working out.
Yep.
You start to see an emergence of people that can really hoop. You know what I'm saying? Teams that can really play, the younger talent. You get to see what's coming into the league now, you know? And that people forget about that aspect. During those years, you really couldn't really see a lot of the younger teams. You know, games was canceled, different things. So now you see the younger talent coming in. So the guys that emerged during the bubble, like your Jamal Murray's, you know, we had to seed something like that consistently to say, like, man, okay.
yeah.
Cool.
I want to see, man. I want to see, because if he don't break past it this season, I don't see him being any better than what he is right now.
Yeah.
I don't see it.
I agree.
And that's really all we could talk about.
Yeah, I don't have nothing bad to say about him. He
Not
just
bad. Yeah,
he just
yeah.
You're not a
peaked.
superstar.
And another point,
You're not
to
a
me,
superstar.
To me, that was Giannis. Like, a guy at my job a couple years ago was trying to say, like, Giannis is going to get better. Giannis is going to get better. And in my mind, I was like, I think Giannis is peaked. I don't think he can get better. But he was right at year 5, 6. And then what happened? Year 7, broke out of the mold. And now I'm eating my word like, dang, like he broke that.
Yeah.
And Donovan, I don't know if he's going to do that.
Do you see that year gap shrinking for you? Do you always think it's going to be year 6 and 7?
Always. I don't think I've been wrong on that yet. Year 6 and 7, we're gonna know what type of player you are. You either gonna be a superstar or you peaked
By year 6 or 7. It's not ever, you don't think it ever get to like 4 or 5?
Somebody peak at 4 or 5.
Yeah. No, I'm talking about, like, you know, like, for example, like, well, no, you're right, 6 or 7, because if you come into the league, you knew Kobe was going to be.
Yeah.
Bron,
6 or 7, because you got to think the first 5 years, though, too, you may end up on a bad team,
Facts,
get a bad, but usually by year 6, 7, somebody sees something in you, they pull you in, and they try to, so you find out by then.
That's tough.
But year 6 or 7, I feel like that's when I can tell, like, what type of player you're going to be.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's the end.
Usually you peak by year 7,
Yeah.
to be honest.
You should
Right,
be.
that's how it sounds like.
What's
by
your
year
prime
6 or
then?
7 is like kind of almost getting ready to hit
Well, when
the
I say-
down slope.
Well, no, not hit the down slope, but when I mean peak is when you're at your absolute best. Like year 6 and 7, you've been in the league, you've experienced it, you know what
You're
you
a
can
vet
do.
now.
Yeah, so now it's like, all right, I'm at the prime of my powers, and that because you can go from year 7 to 12 and stay there, like
Yeah.
for most people. So that's when I feel like
Yeah,
peak.
10-year pro, like, you know what I'm saying? A 10-year pro is good because you will have, like, those developmental years. And then if you do get to 6 and 7 and you really be good, then that can extend to 12, you know? But if you got to 6,
And it's your superstars that once they hit 7, they just.
keep going up. Kobe played 20
Yeah, that's what I'm
years.
saying. You gotta look at Kobe.
Dirt.
Kobe
20
Kobe didn't peak yet at 7. At year 7, Kobe didn't hit his peak yet, and it was clear he didn't hit his peak yet at year 7.
I still-
It was 2003.
To this
Yeah,
day,
that's
I try to,
crazy. That's crazy.
I'm trying to figure out where
Far
was
from it.
Kobe's prime. Kobe had a
2000.
long prime.
2010.
I
I was
know.
no, not even 2010. I would say
First of all, what's your definition of prime?
prime is when you're at your absolute strongest power, like that's
Bron's prime was in Miami.
Miami. No doubt.
No doubt.
He
No
got
question.
smarter in Cleveland.
His prime was in
Learned,
Miami.
but his
bro.
prime was in Miami.
So when I
prime.
think of prime as far as prime Kobe. I'm thinking of years like when he's super athletic, can't nobody stay in front of him. He's getting to the rack, and he knows this game is his. I'm looking at years
I know where I'm going with Kobe.
02, really 01, that first ring. He has taken over the league at this point.
That's not prime Kobe for me.
What's prime?
All the way to his last championship.
My prime Kobe is 2005 to 2010. That's my prime Kobe.
I would agree with that 05 because that's when we were going 7 games with Phoenix, and they, if I'm correct,
Because
like,
Shaq just left the year before.
I could be incorrect.
They had that bad season, and he came back, and you couldn't stop Kobe before, but
That's
it
what I'm
was
saying. You couldn't stop
you
him.
couldn't stop him before, but during that 2005 to 2010, it was clear that Kobe is in another universe. Like, you couldn't stop him, but he was still in the same universe as you. But I feel like when he hit 2005,
But he was like that since that first ring, though.
no, he was better though. He was better. To me, in 2005 to 2010, he was better. IQ wise, the way he played, it was just.
His IQ can always
just-
go up. But I'm saying like I said, my
But your prime is just what you said was more like
Super
physical.
athletic.
You saying more
You can't
physical
stay in
stuff, but
front
I'm
of
just
him, and
talking
he
about
knows
his.
that this game is his.
I'm just talking about his entire. To me, that's just my just 2005 to 2010. Kobe was just he was. It's hard to explain, man. He was that good.
And I tell you what, that 2008 Olympic team, I was rewatching that game, one of those games today. Kobe was a freaking animal, bro.
That too.
08.
I told you that. I make the jokes about the Kobe and the D-Wade thing and all that stuff, but I told y'all you can trace back all the superstars from that period. LeBron, Wade, all of them. That 2018, once they really became friends with Kobe.
Beijing, right?
Yeah, once they really became friends with Kobe and they actually saw the work, that took everybody to another level. Mm-hmm. Everybody. And if you look at the 2008-2009 season, every player that was on the USA team that next year, their numbers were ridiculous. Every last one of them. Nobody had an average season that next year that played with Kobe on 2018.
Yeah. I think I would agree as far as when it comes to Kobe's prime, I believe is when Shaq officially left. Like from that point on till he won the 2 rings with Powell. That was Kobe's prime. Like from when Shaq left, even when they weren't winning, Kobe was the best in the league for that period of time until he won 2 more rings. You know what I mean? That was the prime of his career. And that's a very extended prime, bro. You know what I mean?
His prime was a long time. My prime is a little bit longer than y'all's. From, like I said, that first ring.
Now, we knew. Yeah.
Froby was a dog. Like, you can't stop this guy.
Yeah, he was able to play that. He was able to play that role.
He was able to play with the most dominant, greatest big man.
Yeah, but when Shaq left, though, it was really this is me. I feel like
they're building around me now.
Like he fully put his imprint upon the Lakers, their organization. He struggled them first couple of years with the guys around, but then he learned how to empower other players. Like this is what I'm saying is his prime. He learned how to empower other players, and they go from not making it to all right, we back in the playoffs, and then we're right back in finals contention. And
making all-stars.
And then look at Kobe's team. I mean, he you always like to bring up, the players were okay, but they weren't the greatest. But
they weren't all-stars either.
But playing with Kobe, he gave him that confidence. So for me, that's his prime. He's doing all that while he's still doing stuff that's unbelievable every single night.
Here's why I justify that being Kobe's prime is because when Shaq left, Kobe is a guy like, oh, you say I can't do something? Watch me.
I'm gonna do it.
It's a wrap for you. So when they say, oh, Kobe, he'll never win a ring without Shaq. Okay, cool. Let's get in this gym. Let's go to work. Mm-hmm. And that's when you start seeing 60 points over the next 10 games. Throughout that part of his career, bro.
That was a crazy stretch.
That's crazy, man.
That was a crazy stretch.
Like this man hit 81 points during that. You know what I'm saying? That's 81 Kobe. This guy went from one number, scored 24,000, went to another number. Second part of his career, prime time, another 25,000. Like, you know what I mean?
It was.
Well, I don't know what the numbers are, but
it was like 16,000.
Yeah, 16 and 16. You know.
Yeah,
he's the greatest.
But I'm just exaggerating because to highlight to the point, like, man, this guy.
Yeah,
it was his.
To our original point. So yeah, when you're looking at it, Kobe wasn't near his prime at year 7. He wasn't even close yet.
Wasn't close.
He wasn't close yet.
That's crazy.
Year 7 would have been
2005.
He came in 96.
96.
2004, 2005,
2003.
Yeah.
So he still had 2.
Yeah,
But he was emerging.
Difference
they
between
had just
superstars.
lost, didn't he?
Yep.
We had just lost to
Detroit.
Detroit, yeah.
In 05 we lost. 04 we lost to Detroit.
03, 04.
So hey, that's crazy. So that's what I'm saying. Year 7,
long prime, bro. It's a long time.
The superstars is the one that break that year 7.
That ended like 2012.
That's a long time of being the best player.
And it only ended because he got hurt too. Let's not forget that.
Yeah.
If he it was the knee first, right? Wasn't it the knee first and then the ACL?
It was
after?
a series. It was fingers.
Yeah, he started breaking his fingers, dislocating them.
If the knee never happened, he would have still been in his prime for probably at least another 2-3 years.
He broke or fractured his knee versus Minnesota, I believe.
That was the first one. That was the first serious one.
Achilles was against Golden State.
And then it started going downhill from there. But if the knee never went out, you're still looking at another 2 years.
Hurt. He was actually playing hurt against New Orleans that we was talking about earlier in 2011. And when he dunked on Emeka Okafor.
Yeah, he had to do that too, man, because
bodied him.
OKC the year I think it was the year OKC went to the finals. Like we were battling with them, even though they ended up beating us, like
Right.
blowing us out in some
They're
games.
young.
Yeah.
Young core.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a very long prime, man.
Bino, greatest player ever. In my opinion.
He's up there.
Greatest. I'm gonna go ahead and draw. Just like I'm the greatest player to ever play in Hampton Roads, Virginia, and Cali. He's the greatest player ever, man. In the world.
Some stuff you just don't even entertain.
Oh, look, Shaq.
Greatest big man of all time.
Yep.
Easily. Next.
Yeah, I'm like, there's nothing you can say about Shaq. Like, there's enough that's been said about Shaq. You can't say anything.
Don't talk to me about Wilt. Don't talk to me about Kareem. Don't talk to me about none of those guys. It's
Barbecue chicken.
Shaq. Barbecue chicken.
Barbecue. I'm not even debating nothing about Shaq.
You did say you kind of just disregarded Kareem though.
Nah, there's no disregard. It's just like
He's not doing that with Shaq.
you're not doing nothing with Shaq, bro. This Shaquille O'Neal.
Y'all gotta people. Well, you gotta remember. People forget.
Yeah, you see his name.
This is Shaquille.
Shaquille
Yo,
O'Neal.
what's crazy?
Good burger Shaq.
This is the only thing I say about Shaq is what's crazy is people forget Orlando Shaq.
Yeah.
They just remember LA
Zion.
big Shaq, but
Running the
Orlando Shaq was running the floor
horse.
This was Kazam.
and was
Yeah,
strong,
Kazam, bro.
and was still strong.
Yeah, bro.
Stronger than everybody.
Y'all remember Shaq and Good Burger?
I don't remember Shaq and Good Burger.
Wow, you're not a Shaq fan if you don't remember.
I don't know. I ain't seen Good Burger in a minute, but you will remember it.
Keenan and Kel had to deliver a Good Burger to Shaq. They came to the Forum, not even Staples.
Oh, the
It was the
Forum.
90s at this point.
Yeah, I'm gonna go watch that again.
Yeah,
I ain't seen that in probably 10 plus years, man.
yeah, yep.
Dang.
That was Kazam. All right, let's get another name. Shaq, if you ever watch this, man, I'm a Shaq fan, man.
Big time Shaq.
Yeah.
fan.
LA.
LA.
I actually met Shaq overseas one time on the
Really?
base. Yep. He came out and did like a little event. It's huge. Had a ring on his hand. It was bigger than like half the kids' faces.
I met Ralph Sampson and Alonzo Mourning. Those are the only two bigs that I met from the league. Ralph Sampson, tall boy, 7'4",
Dang. UVA.
and he all but 7'4". Pause. Just
Come
in
on, man.
case. Just in case.
Bro, he's 7'4", man.
7'4".
JIC, just in case.
He a height.
All right, Jaylen Brown.
He needs to get away from Tatum. I'm gonna say it right now. Jaylen Brown, until he gets away from Tatum, cannot be everything that he can be. Him playing with Tatum is holding him back, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And it's not. I don't think it's because they don't like each other. I think they're just two,
Two opposites.
not even two opposites, but it's like neither one of them wants to take a step back.
And why
so-
should they?
Yeah, and so this is what we're saying when we always talk about the LeBron and Wade thing. When y'all say Wade took a step back, somebody has to. No, listen.
I've never said
I'm
Wade
a-
took a step back.
This
I've
guy,
always- I've always said
if anybody
Wade
gonna go hard for D
took a
Wade,
bow.
man, it's Elijah, man.
Listen,
Wade bowed down.
you said Wade bound down, but anyway,
Wade
you said,
had no
you
choice.
are the king.
Or he was out of there due to insubordination.
Hey,
when Brian
Well,
came in, it's all right. It's everything that Brian needs. Brian
do
gets.
y'all know what they was both averaging that year?
It's great, bro. We
Y'all know what y'all was
understand.
both doing that
We
year?
already established the prime of LeBron's
I was-
career was in Miami, bro.
Hey, I'm a Wade County all day. But no,
CP3,
back to the point.
Flash Wade.
Back to the point. When you have two stars that are two emerging stars, you have two stars that are at the peak of their powers. Both of you can't be number one,
Neither one of them are close to the peak of their powers.
but they're the
They're
same.
what?
They're
What
the
year are
same.
they?
They're the
Four?
same. They're at the same level, though. That's what I'm saying they're a star, but they're at the same level.
Look.
Now, I'm saying we have people at the peak of their powers,
Mm-hmm.
regardless of who you're on the team with, regardless of what stars you want to bring up. Somebody has to take a slightly roll back. Somebody has to, or the system can't work. You can't have two dominant number ones on your team and win. It's not, especially for them because
Who knows, though?
they're still discovering themselves too, so it makes it even worse.
Yeah, that's true. Now that's the point that I'm making. Like
It makes it
they
even
need to
worse.
separate if both of them feel like they're the best player on the team.
You know they feel that way. Why you can look at them on the court and
And
tell they
see,
feel that way.
Jaylen Brown has had some very good games. You know what I'm saying? And me personally, like Jaylen Brown, I never saw him as that type of player. I just thought like he was just an athlete. But this
Yeah.
dude can go get you a bucket.
Yeah.
That's what I
You know?
thought too. I thought Jaylen Brown was about to be the next Jason Richardson. To be honest.
Yeah, like an athletic, dunker, but
then
he's
he
a shooter
showed
dunker.
you, but he showed you the work though.
Yeah, he
showed
can
you
hoop.
the work. That's so for me. Neither one of them is going to take a step back. Neither one is going to say, all right, you the focal point, I'll be the number 2, and we'll make this thing work. Neither one of them is going to do that because they're still discovering themselves. They want to see what they can be. So the only way for him to get to that level is they got to separate. He has to either Tatum got to leave or he got to go somewhere.
They buying into Tatum.
Right, they're not getting rid of Tatum.
They're not gonna get rid of Tatum.
Well, why though? Why wouldn't you?
I don't know. Just because like
He's got the nostalgia. He's had the comparisons with working out with Kobe.
Yeah,
just like kind of like Devin Booker, but he's just not panning.
Devin Booker is smart though.
That mantle is too heavy.
You saw what
man.
Devin Booker said the other day.
Yeah,
like,
get it off me.
We talked about that
yesterday.
Yeah. Devin is smart though because he wants to be his own player.
But the reason why
that's not it, bro.
What's the real reason why he's doing that? In my opinion, I think, like I told Caleb, I said I believe that he's trying to retrace his steps because he associated himself with Kobe early on, and even today, like we seen. I want to say it's the NBA 75 commercial with Michael B. Jordan up there on the bus road. With the Kobe tour guide.
He pulled off in a hot rod.
Pulls up in the 6'4" Cadillac, whatever, and you got a big old Kobe mural. You're associating yourself with him. You're wearing his shoes. He's obviously your favorite player of all time. So people are naturally going to want to compare you to what they see you comparing yourself to. Stephen A. Smith fell victim to it. I fell victim to it. A lot of people have fallen victim to like, all right, I'm associate. I see you and Kobe every time. So now I'm going to force you to live up to this expectation.
That's the thing. That's why I don't think it's just because the hype though. When you
he's not living up to that expectation. I don't think so. Now he has to recant it.
I don't think it's the expectation. I think it's other people. You can't be your own person if they're trying to force you to be somebody else.
Because of the expectation. That's what I'm saying. Because
Nobody
of the
forced him.
expectation.
He associated himself with that.
He just.
I don't look at it from that. I look at it from this point.
Saying he was just saying he was inspired by Kobe. He never said he was the next Kobe Bryant.
That's what I'm saying. Hey, that's
he
what
was inspired by Kobe.
When Stephen A. got on the team, like Devin Booker is the next Kobe Bryant. Is when that started.
Yeah, but he never said that.
Booker didn't say it, but he like what he's saying like. He's wearing the shoes. He's like acknowledging that like yo Kobe's the GOAT. But like when it comes to overall play, the only person that I know for on record of hearing is Kobe only stamping Kyrie. You know what I'm saying? The only person that really had that insider connection, calling phone calls and stuff like that was Kyrie. Yeah. You know, so all these other guys like Tatum, and like this is just talking, like as far as like their favorite player, you can pay homage to your favorite player, but like Tatum,
that's
Booker,
how I saw it.
They looking at it like, yo, but when Stephen A. said Devin Booker was the next Kobe Bryant,
the world ran with it.
They ran with it, and I was like, oh.
So that's what I'm saying. That's why I think that's what him saying that is him saying I want to. It's the same thing Bron's been doing. People have been trying to compare Bron to Jordan and Kobe the whole time, and LeBron has shown it clear himself. Like I am my own man, and my legacy and my journey is mine. Y'all can't control it. Y'all can't dictate it, and I don't care. So I think that's what Devin did. Was like, yo. My journey is mine.
With Devin, I don't think it's not a matter of trying to control his destiny. It's more so like just
that's what
association.
If you listen to what Caleb just said, Stephen A. Smith said he's the next Kobe Bryant. When you do that, you're trying to now because you all said
I believe
that.
What Stephen A. was
that next game, Devin Booker was trying to take Kobe-esque shots.
He was always been taking shots like that.
That's what I'm saying. So he's trying to be like Kobe, bro, in a different way. I
just think he's playing like himself. He's inspired by Kobe, but you got
playing
I'm saying, when you're inspired by somebody, you're gonna play like them a little bit.
We talked about this yesterday, man. If you're not really,
if you're not a Kobe fan, you're not gonna really understand. And that's no disrespect. No disrespect.
It's not
at all.
If you're inspired by somebody, you're gonna take pieces of their game. You're gonna naturally adopt into your own until you discover who you really are. So if you look at this year and last year. Devin Booker is playing like Devin Booker. He doesn't look like anybody else. He looks like Devin Booker when he's playing because he's coming into his own. So that's what I'm saying. He's not a carbon copy. So for him to come out and say that, it's because he's making sure that y'all don't try to make me be like Kobe Bryant. I'm making y'all know that I'm Devin Booker. I love Kobe. I respect him. He's my inspiration, but I'm Devin. I'm not Kobe.
Think about that.
So the world can put that weight on him and say, oh, he needs to be like, but he's saying, no, I'm Devin Booker.
Why does that even have to be said though?
Because people are saying it. Other people are saying it because of what they saw initially while I'm a young man coming into my own. Of course, Kobe is the GOAT. All of us were out there doing the stick on tongue out like Jordan.
So it wasn't
All
an
of us
issue when you were doing your thing, but now that you're not doing your thing, now, hey, don't put that on me, guys.
No,
I'm no longer Kobe.
He was saying it back then. He wasn't Kobe. He always just said
never
Kobe.
He didn't refute that.
He's never said
This is the first time he's refuted
just now coming out saying stuff like this.
Because now that he's getting to the finals, everybody's saying he's trying to be like Kobe. Because he's being successful, now he's trying to be like Kobe. Y'all don't see that?
Because his performance, I don't know his numbers
not
per
being
se.
successful. That's the reason why he's saying.
What do you
I don't
mean
know his
he's
numbers
not
per
being
se, so
successful?
I'm not
It has nothing to do with.
How's he not being successful?
Has
Hold
nothing
on.
to- Has
Hold
nothing
on.
to do with the finals.
Hold
Has
on.
nothing to do with
That's
that.
crazy. You're saying you just said him not being successful. He's been in a losing organization for years that finally turned around 2 years ago.
First of all,
So he hasn't been successful. That organization hasn't been successful for 5+ years while he's there. Now they start winning, and everybody's bringing back up the Kobe comparison to him when he was getting compared to Kobe when they were losing.
All right, so let me clear the air before you create this narrative. I'm a Devin Booker fan. All right, you're saying he wants to now separate himself from being compared to Kobe because he's becoming successful. That's what you literally just said about 10 seconds ago.
No, I said because he's coming into his own.
All right, when we play the tape or whenever it's uploaded, I want you to look back at 26 marker. I'm saying he is trying to get people to get him off of this this name calling or being the next compared to Kobe because he's not putting, or what I said was because he's not being successful. But what I mean by that is he is not doing Kobe-esque things no longer. He's not putting up numbers like Kobe does back-to-back and back-to-back games. He's not visiting the finals in back-to-back years. He's not doing anything remotely close to what Kobe has done. Only thing we've seen is a 75-point game. That is probably one of the strongest points that people have made to say, you know what? I can see a little bit of Kobe in you. Other than the fact that you have associated yourself with Kobe in murals and TV shows and shoes and your attire, how you approach the game, just your overall aura.
That's true.
Other than that,
We haven't
seen nothing else. So now that you haven't been keeping up with that pace that you once have done,
we haven't seen a point total like that close to 81 in the league in a while, right?
What are you,
70? What is it? 72?
I'm confused.
what's confusing about that?
I'm confused right now by this whole argument because number one, Devin Booker was drafted to the Phoenix Suns. The Phoenix Suns have been horrible. They were making comparisons to Kobe because he had a similar style when he first came in the league because Kobe was his inspiration.
Okay.
So they said that, but the Suns are losing. Nobody cares about Devin in Phoenix because the Suns are losing. Let's be honest. Besides you, because you say you're a fan of Devin Booker, so you're watching his games. Mm-hmm. Outside of that, nobody cares about Devin Booker in Phoenix. They get Monty Williams. They start having a good season going into the bubble because they're getting better.
This is going to somehow lead to CP3 watch.
No, it's not going anywhere to CBC. Let me finish. Devin Booker is getting better. The Suns are getting better as an organization. Mm-hmm. Devin is still good. Devin is still paying respects to Kobe, saying Kobe's my inspiration. He showed me how to work. But he's coming into his own. Him and Monty Williams talked about that. If you watch their interviews, since you're a fan, Monty talks about telling Devin that he needs to come into his own. So Devin Booker starts doing that. So you're saying he's not getting better. Devin went from averaging.
Interviews have nothing to do with it.
Not post game. That's interviews for them in their camps.
I just said post interviews have nothing to do with me watching this game. But go ahead.
So, but that's knowing the whole player and the whole story. So Devin Booker comes in his rookie year. He's averaging 13. Since his rookie year, he's went from averaging 13 to 22 to 24 to 26 to 25 to 25. Right now again, his team is number 1 in the West. Am I lying? Didn't they just go on like a 10-game win streak? And in those games, he had like 6 or 7 games where he dropped 25 back to back to back to back on a team that has other superstar and young players that they're bringing into the mix. Yeah. So you're telling me he's not being successful when he's at his most successful right? They went to the finals. They lost to a Giannis that played out of this world. And if they keep playing this way, they could possibly get back to the Western Conference Finals, to the finals. So you're making a judgment on him when he's in the midst of showing you that he's getting better, being Devin. So what are we talking about? Because he's saying he's coming into his own. I'm not Kobe Bryant. I never said I was, said he's my inspiration. What am I separating from? Y'all are putting that on me. I never took that. I love Kobe. He's my inspiration. I look up to him. I want to train like him, but that's it. But I'm Devin Booker.
My question. I hear everything you're saying. My question is like, why would we understand how comparisons come
Because
but we're like, he's the next Jordan or he's the next LeBron. Why did Devin Booker get that? Because like I personally, I don't think so. I don't think he's deflecting just because like a legacy type thing, but I do believe that like he wants that mantle off of him because that comes with a lot of weight to say you're the next Kobe. The expectation of you, even in this year, averaging 25, the expectation is him winning a ring this year. There's nothing outside of like they're still building. Just to your point, like he's gotten better. Last year they were in the finals. Giannis played great. They're again the number one team in the West, as you just alluded to. The expectation on him is to win a ring. So at this point in time, why would you start to deflect and say, hey, I'm not Kobe, I'm not anything? It could leave one to interpret that like if you don't win this ring, then those comparisons could possibly like tarnish your confidence or whatever it may be for you to not to be the player that you are freely to be, like you say, coming into your own. He doesn't want that on him just in case all of this is hypothetical, if they don't win a ring this year, I never was even in the realm of like, saying Devin Booker should even be compared to Kobe or like I saw him being a good player, but I don't see the efficiency. I just didn't see it. And I said this to you when we first argued. I'm consistent with it. Never seen it. It should have never been in the same sentence. And now you see when your name gets involved with Kobe, you see what happened. That next game he came out, he got ripped, lost the game. Then he came out taking horrible shots.
And what years is we talking about?
Last year in the finals. You know what I'm saying?
I don't even think
because Chris Paul again went absent, but that's
I don't think he was even trying to play like Kobe. He was trying to play like James Harden.
No, he has to score. Devin Booker is in a position he has to score, bro. That mantle of scoring between Chris Paul it's got to change.
In them games you was talking about, he was trying to play like James Harden, not Kobe.
No, he was just taking tough shots, bro. He was taking
driving the ball and everything. He was trying to get the fouls called and everything. I remember those games.
My simple question is, going back to what I was saying, is why. I know, regardless of what you're saying about people putting this on him, why is it not an issue a couple of years ago when people are giving you high praise and putting your name in the same conversation as Kobe, but this year you're finally now saying, hey guys, I'm not Kobe, I'm inspired by him. Why are you deflecting that now? Out of nowhere.
People grow up and they just come into their own. Maybe they just didn't want to say it. Maybe he thought he was being respectful. People just grow up and come into their own.
Yeah,
Sound good. But I know that ain't it.
You can't say you know that ain't it because you don't know the man. But you know what I'm saying? People come into their own. It's a young man.
Like Caleb said, that's a lot of weight to carry.
It's a lot of weight to carry, bro. To be called the next Bron, next Jordan, next Kobe. I don't deny that. But when you want to create your own, you have to go out to that type of degree because you can say it. And
so to create your own, you gotta have a ring within this.
It's too late now, bro. He's got to win a ring this year. He should have said that at the beginning of the season.
If you don't have one this year, it better be next year.
He should have said that at the end of the last season.
You want to create your own, and you got the team to do it.
I'm pretty sure that
you have the team to do it.
He's not Kobe,
and you have the team to do it.
I don't think this is his first time saying it. That's just
probably not his first time, but
that's what I'm saying. I would have to go back and look because I'm pretty sure I seen somewhere he said it before that I'm not Kobe.
He said, I appreciate the comparisons or something like that.
So to me, that's what I'm saying. This is not even a big deal because he said it before that I'm not Kobe. But if y'all keep trying to tell me I'm Kobe, I'm going to keep telling you, nah, I'm not Kobe. And that's why I say it's the same thing with Jordan and LeBron.
But you know how the subconscious works. You know how the subconscious works, man. You know, you can be in a situation, they saying, oh, you supposed to be Kobe. Oh, no, I'm not Kobe. But like when you in the gym, like, you trying to put up shots like you Kobe, like you trying to channel something, your inner mama mentality. Mm-hmm. Everybody tries to channel the inner mama mentality, bro, but only a select few can actually have it. You know what I'm saying? And the only person that I know that I've seen on game to game, the guy didn't even play. He don't even play home games. He played last night.
So you don't think Devin Booker has been showing that this year? You don't think he's been playing good?
I don't say that he's a good player. But he's not in the realm of saying that he has Mamba mentality, bro.
So do you know that him and Chris Paul been dominating fourth quarters? That's why they've been winning so much.
Of course.
No, I'm talking about him and Devin. I'm talking about Devin.
No, you can't add Devin into the point that you highlighted for Chris Paul because that's the reason why they're winning. You know what I'm saying? Chris Paul cannot have any games the first three quarters, and the next thing you know, the first three quarters. And then in the fourth quarter, he got 16 points. You know what I mean? Chris Paul is taking over the orchestration.
Well, I'm saying Devin is doing a little bit of the same, though.
All Devin doing is following into what Chris Paul is orchestrating. To your point, correct? If there's no Chris Paul in that point, Devin Booker can still do what he do, and they will lose, as we've seen before. Last year in the finals, Chris Paul was unavailable for Devin. Devin had taken tough shots. They lost. They won the first 2 games and lost 4 straight. Chris Paul was unavailable. Devin Booker had to be the guy to score. Lost. So the expectation in saying like, yo, I'm saying, I appreciate the comparisons for everything, but this heading into this next season, I'm going to really get in the gym. And these are all, we can't speak for no other man. You know what I'm saying? It's just speculation, just like what we think about
what y'all saying.
Mentality. So heading into this season, like, hey, I'm going into the gym, guys. I'm really, feel like my team supports me coming into my own. I got to make tougher shots. I got to be able to be the guy to do this. Okay, cool. You denounced the Kobe stuff there. You know what I'm saying? Look, ain't nobody trying to go in the gym, be Kobe. I'm trying to be me. I'm Devin. You know what I'm saying? I was born so, whatever he wants to do.
Yeah.
He has that ability.
Or you tackle that head on as soon as you hear the first Kobe comparison. When you first hear it, not years later into your career.
Are young, but when you young though, because Tatum
hearing it.
But Tatum fell into the same trap.
You like hearing
That's what I'm saying.
So why does it take a long time for you to say it? Because
you
now
want to be the next Kobe.
You can't do it, and people are noticing like, oh man,
I don't think it's that. I think it's just excitement because you're there at that level, and
being
it's like,
compared to Kobe,
yeah, people, they see that I could possibly be good like that, right?
Kobe wasn't just good.
I want to be the next Kobe Bryant.
So what I'm saying
that's like saying I want to be the next Jordan, bro. Like that goes beyond just good. Like that's not Donovan Mitchell.
We split hairs on words here. Come on.
We have to, bro. But his levels.
But you know what I'm saying? So you're young and you hear that, you're not going because to deny it would be more. I think if you're young when you come in because you just don't know because you're to deny it would be more disrespectful. Somebody say, "Yo, we see potential like he could be
that
Kobe,"
confident.
and you say, "Man, I ain't." That's like that. So what you think? Like what you think Kobe is? You know what I'm saying? It could just come off disrespectful, or it's just a sign of respect. Like somebody says, not to say they son him. Like somebody said, you similar to your dad. Like your dad's a great man. You great. Like I'm not gonna deny my father. You know what I'm saying? Like my inspiration on how to be a man. I'm not gonna deny him and say, nah, I'm my own man. Like when I'm young.
What you think?
But
Kobe
now I can say. But now I'm older, and I'm gonna say, yeah, my dad's a great man, and but he taught me to be great too.
Yeah.
Like when I get now that I'm older, I say that. You know what I'm saying?
What you think Kobe would have said? His dad was in the league. If someone ever asked him,
he was clearly better than his father at 17.
Better than my dad ever was in this game.
At 17.
My dad couldn't see me on my worst day in the league.
So that's different though.
And to highlight to that point, and I don't mean to like sprinkle Bron into this, but like Bron, he don't really put that pressure on Bronny. You know what I'm saying?
And he said I seen an interview with LeBron. He said he hates the fact that he named him Bronny Jr.
I seen that in the uninterrupted jank.
He said he wished he never named him that because he knows that other people are going to try to put that pressure on him, and he's not going to be able to enjoy his own journey.
What did LeBron do? LeBron nipped it when?
With what?
He nipped it in the bud. At the beginning of his career, he was like, look, man, y'all not going to be recruiting my son. He a kid. Y'all not about to be ranking him the number one. No, he a kid.
Yeah.
LeBron nipped it in the bud. You know what I'm saying?
He didn't wait.
Till Bronny was 21 in the league already. No, he nipped it right then and there. Booker, if you understand that, you knew that you was your own man coming into the league.
Right.
Hey, look, man, like with all due respect to Kobe, he's one of my favorite players. I wear his shoes, but I'm not him. I would love to be able to do the things that he's did in his career with the abilities that I possess. Great. But, if it doesn't, I still feel like I'm a great player.
Yeah, so we got to end this with what's his up. What do y'all think his upside? Because I don't think Devin Booker's peaked.
I still think, like I said, I'm a fan of him. I think he's still
he's
got a lot of long way to go.
Yeah,
I don't think he's peaked at all. I don't think he's close.
I don't think he's close.
And I think he's hungry. Even though we're talking about, I think Devin is one of those young players that actually. You highlight Kyrie because Kyrie is one and Kyrie's been doing great and Kobe stamped him. Devin didn't get that same opportunity, right?
Yeah, he did.
But
you're right.
But Devin is the only young person that's changed his game this early in order to be a winner.
I don't see him changing his game. Devin Booker has been nice since he came out of Kentucky.
No, he changed his game, the style he played. When Monty got there, when you go look,
the coach changed the system.
No, Monty told Devin that he needed to change the way he played for them to be winners.
Gotcha.
And
so
before
what did he
change Chris Paul got there, remember they started turning into winners.
What type of player was Devin Booker before? Was he like,
didn't care. He didn't care about the team. He was Jack. He wanted to win, but he wasn't playing the game efficiently like Morris is saying. He's just out here just doing whatever. And Monty challenged.
I didn't say that.
Well, you said somebody said he was inefficient.
I never said anything about inefficient. I just say I'm talking about this past finals. He was taking some bad shots and taking tough shots.
I've always said that he's a dog.
Yeah, so he was inefficient. He was Jack because he was out there. They were losing.
So you must believe that he was inefficient.
Yeah, he was when he was in Phoenix. When he was before Monty
he had
Williams
no
got
choice,
there.
though. He had no
he was on a
choice.
bad system.
I know. I've also said that before CP3 showed up that they were showing signs, or he was showing
Yeah, you
signs
did
that
say-
Phoenix is getting ready to be a legit threat in the
They
West.
went 8-0 in the bubble.
In the bubble,
Yeah,
yes, you
yeah.
did say that. You
That
did
was
say
easy
that.
to say
But,
about
but off the strength of that, that's Devin leading the team, clear leader of the team.
It's
Devin,
his
this is your
team.
team.
That is
And
his
start
team.
turning around. Monty, and we talked about this in the last episode with vets and coaches.
Yeah, you gotta
Monty changed Devin's career. If Monty does not come here, I don't think we're going to see the Devin Booker we're going to see over the next 5 to
I
10
like
years.
Monty Williams, man.
So I don't think he's close to peak. I think he's on the run. He could be the best player in the league in a couple of years, to be honest.
And I think he's going to start demanding key players here in the near future. And if not, he's going to be out of Phoenix.
Yeah, Phoenix is not. I don't know. Is Phoenix considered a small market
They shouldn't be.
based off of their
no.
location? Because they're
Well,
not far from LA.
4 hours away.
Yeah,
Phoenix
that's not
is
far.
highly sought after. You know,
They shouldn't be.
desert.
They got a football team. They got NFL team. I don't think that's a small market, man. Like I don't know if that matters in big market, small market.
I think it slightly does because Phoenix is really, really hot, and nobody wants to be sweltering. Like I said, when I moved to LA, it was 93 degrees at 3 a.m.
Dang.
That's sweltering. You know what I mean? You want to be comfortable. You know what I'm saying? So,
As soon as you walk outside,
but it's still, you
I
know,
ain't doing that.
still a vacation
That's too
spot.
hot. Yeah.
Could be,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I don't think it's peak, but we'll see.
What a great episode, man.
Yeah, man.
Great episode, man. Thank everybody for tuning in to the Fast Break, man. Episode 8. Man, it's me, Quality of Life on Instagram. My boy Barco, Elijah, man. Thank y'all for tuning in to episode 8, man. We got more coming.
EFA show on all socials. I also stream on Twitch almost every night from about 10 to 11:30.
Check us out.
And also on YouTube, EFA show as well, _ I do daily devotional videos up there. So go check those out if you need those. Barco's Fitness Club is open.
Yep, been open for about 2 weeks now, going into the second week. And you can also follow me at m.barco on all social media.
And Faith Walking, the brand.
Faith Walking the brand, man. We got things rocking. Vision Academy, training, making sure if you got any 8-year-old all the way up into post-secondary, high school, send them my way. Let's go.
Absolutely. And don't forget, subscribe to this channel so we can get our views up, and be on the lookout for more content. And hit the bell for notifications. I'm out.
All right.
Out.
Out of here.
Peace.